Oh, they'll show up. They always do.
Hola!
Hola,
Hey, how's
hello
there?
everybody.
Anybody survive the quarantine?
Let the fun commence.
Welcome.
You are going to get used to our lovely faces, being that you will see us every day. So you won't be alone.
Welcome, welcome. Are we in a desperate isolation here?
Yes. Although
I,
we isolated ourselves, what, about a week ago?
yeah,
Give or
it's been
take.
over a week now,
Yeah.
I think. Um, because Friday is when he got called off his, well, Thursday, he got called off his work, or Wednesday. And I was like, 40, yeah, it's been well over a week. Hey,
Yeah.
what's up, Debbie?
Hey,
Debbie.
Debbie.
What's up, my dear?
Yes.
Hey, what's going on? How's the quarantine?
Oh, I've seen some of her posts. She's like, welcome. I'm on day, 1000 and whatever. How are you newbies doing? I'm like,
Yeah,
oh.
exactly. Yeah. I mean, I stay home most of the time anyway.
I
I
know.
mean, really, just pretty much, it's just, it's the
Yeah.
mental thing. It's the thought that this is going on, and what's up, BRT? The level
Hey,
of
BRT.
the unnormality that's going around. Like I said, we were just talking about Amazon shipping. We were just talking about basic things. It's like knowing that that's happening is bothersome. But again, I'm in my house. If I'm not watching the news, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I don't.
Yeah.
It's like regular.
But
I mean, it's not like
I
I'm missing out on
delivered,
work.
I'm deliberately not watching the
Yeah,
news. I watch it maybe once a day. I kind of get the gist and then I'm done
yeah. I just
because
like,
otherwise I'll go nuts.
yeah. Literally, if I don't have the news on, it's like a normal day for me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just know these things are happening. But if I didn't know these things were happening, I tell you, everybody was full of shit that it wasn't happening. So
Anyway, we are here today. We're
yes, we
going back
are
to the beginning,
all the way back. Let's
all the
rewind
way
all the
back
way
to the
back.
beginning.
Everybody, watch
And today we are discussing the pilot of season one.
1-1, season 1, episode 1, and it's called
Mhm.
Pilot.
Pilot. Mm-hmm.
Literally, a lot of shows do that. A lot of shows just call their show Pilot.
Mm-hmm.
And that's this one. And this one, of course, is written by Ryan and Brad, directed by
And I
Ryan.
believe
So they
Ryan directed this one, yes.
they kick the whole who's shady. Yeah, she's
I,
talking
be-
about.
I
Uh,
believe Ryan directed the pilot.
yes, he did.
He did.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
directed the pilot. I haven't gone through. We should do when we start doing other seasons. We should start comparing the pilots, like comparing the pilots, comparing the finales to see kind
Yeah.
of
For each
where they all
season.
match. Um, but but it was interesting to go back because I had not done a rewatch in a long time with just one episode.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And just only focused on that episode and only not worried about a binge, not worried about another season coming
I've
up.
done one season at a time
Yeah, exactly. Just
sitting.
one episode, 1 hour, and surprisingly, this episode was 52 minutes.
Yeah.
Was this an hour and a half when it aired with commercials?
No.
So they only
Not
had
that not
eight
that I
minutes of commercials
remember.
when it aired. Huh?
Not that I remember.
I don't either.
Um,
Yeah. I mean, I saw
although
it live. I've been on board since the beginning, so I saw it live.
yeah,
So I don't
this one
remember.
had a lot in it because they had to introduce this to everybody and
Oh yeah, it seemed like surprisingly, just only watching this one little 52 minutes, it seemed like a long episode. It was like, wow, this happened in this episode too, and this happened in this episode too. I was like, wow,
yeah.
I didn't realize that much happened in the pilot. It was pretty crazy.
Hey, Miss
How is
Buffy.
Buffy? What's up? What's up? So
Isn't it nice to be up at a regular time for you? It's only 10 o'clock where you are right now. Uh-oh. That didn't sound good.
on my feet, trying to get comfortable.
Oh, and Mike is here.
What's up, Mr. Gedden? What's
All
going
right.
on?
The gang's all here.
Yeah, everybody's here. Well, I'm
Hmm.
sure people will trickle in because we originally had said 4. Then we switched it
Yeah, we
last
changed
minute
it to
yesterday
3.
to
We just
3.
figured 3 o'clock was better.
Yeah, Diana's not here today. She should be back sometime this week, probably. She'll
Yeah.
be in and out. Um, but the pilot. Let's talk about the pilot. That's why we're here.
Mhm.
Um, Kaylee sent some notes too. She may come in and talk
Did
about
you
because
watch it?
she's watching along, yeah,
Okay,
and
good.
she sent some notes as well. I took some notes. So, what'd you think? Just watching the hour. Is that all you watched? Right? It was just the one
That
hour.
is all I watched, and it was very hard for me to stop. But
Yeah,
I
weird.
basically I played. I set it so that it only played the one episode, so it wouldn't go any further. Because
Yep,
otherwise, I'll sit there and watch the whole thing.
yep.
Um, I thoroughly enjoyed it because you get to go back. And the whole thing is like it starts in 1978
Mm-hmm.
when you see the first scene,
Mm-hmm.
which is nice because you get to see little Adelaide as a little girl, and she's so cute.
Mm-hmm. Where's that little crazy daughter?
Yeah,
Yep.
but I forgot how much I actually really enjoy Murder House because
Yeah.
it's the beginning and this is where it all started.
What I found I didn't remember or didn't really
Yeah,
consciously think about was how textbook this because if you go now that we have 10 seasons or we're going on 10 seasons of
yeah,
American Horror Story, you can look at every single season and really dissect and look at the genres that Brad and Ryan were shooting for. And this one, season one, is really that textbook jump scare dark hallway horror, that real
yep,
classic pure horror. I mean, it plays brilliantly, just like any other horror film, where you have the first hour of the horror film is nothing but set up with a little like what was that around the corner, kind of feel, and then you get into more of the jump scares, a little bit later. So this pilot was really traditional. I mean, extremely traditional uh, around how they filmed it. And is even did you notice? I noticed too that right in the beginning, that first scene that you were talking about, in the '70s with the twins and
mm-hmm.
Addie, is it looked like we talked all last season about how 1984 looked like it came out of the '80s. This looked like '70s celluloid.
Yeah,
It looked
it
very,
did.
very, very like it came from the '70s. And then I noticed the graininess of it changed when it got into modern times. So
Yeah,
that was even a conscious decision on their part. They really knew what they were going for right from the jump with this.
yeah. AHXS
Yep.
X sounds
Never
good.
gets filmed. So we had that. So we had, like I said, traditional
we got
horror. You
we
got
got
the
to meet the
introduction to the house
twins,
as a character, huh?
and we got to meet the twins. The twins' names are Troy and Brian.
Brian, yeah.
Yeah,
We had when we meet the house first, which is really cool.
mm-hmm.
I had forgotten that had happened as well. That first opening shot was on the house with Addie just standing there looking at the house, and they just told you this is gonna be your central character for the season is
Yeah,
the house. And then we meet Addie, we meet Brian and Troy, and then you get the introduction of the infantata, but really it was an introduction to the jump scares. This is the journey you guys are going to go on. We're gonna go down every dark hallway and we're gonna jump out at you and
mm-hmm.
scare you. It's going to be creepy. It's going to be kind of eerie, but it's going to be traditional classic horror, which is why I really responded well to Murder House when it first aired, because if this is actually really trying to think besides Roanoke a little bit, but this is actually really the only real horror season that they had. I mean, we
Yeah,
had different genres of horror, like the real goth horror and Asylum, and then you had, the Freaks of Freak Show. You have the mysticism and the fantasy of the witches, but this is like the real classic horror. It's about the only
mm-hmm.
season we got. Few episodes of Roanoke, I guess, are kind of classic horror, but that was more of that found footage type thing. But this is
What I
this is
like
all of
is
those movies.
what I like is that it's all about the house
Yeah,
and what the
exactly.
house does, what the house means.
Well, two things that I noticed right from that very first scene was how well they established the house with just an opening shot. They didn't even need anything more. That opening shot told you everything you need to know. Here's your
Everything.
main character. This is gonna be creepy as hell. This house is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the end of the scene, when the twins were acting up and the infantile was getting ready to attack, and the attack happens, and then it goes that little craziness. The
Mm-hmm.
music, they established right away that music is going to be central in their show, and it was going to be part of the character, it's going to be part of the story, because I had the subtitles on, and you look at the song that's playing and the lyrics that were going on, and the lyrics continue the story, and then you
Yep.
think about all the other seasons of American Horror Story, and it's like they use music as a central theme, as a central character through there. So
Yeah.
in a minute and a half with this establishing shot, I was really impressed at how much Brad and Ryan told us this is everything you're going to get. And now knowing what it all is, that is everything we got. They gave
Well,
us
see,
everything in a minute and a half.
for me this time, I'm actually watching the whole thing
Mhm.
with subtitles because I normally don't do that.
Yeah.
But I
So,
know if I don't, I'm gonna miss something that I'm
yep.
not hearing. Um, and you learn a lot more things when you're reading the subtitles because some things will sneak by and you don't even realize what happened. So,
Yeah, Debbie's talking about how they established their camp roots.
very early.
I was so impressed. I did not. I mean, you take for granted what's come, and we have all these seasons behind us now, all these characters, all these stories, and you kind of just take it for granted. But when you go back and you just are only focusing on that and nothing else, I was really, really impressed how much they were able to establish in just that one scene. And it was like, wow, it kind of makes me sad a little bit because the level of finesse that was put into this pilot is not
Mm-hmm.
present in the later seasons. I mean,
No,
this level of real intensity. Maybe I'm judging it wrong. Maybe I'll look at it differently when we get there. But I did not feel the level of quality that was just in this opening scene did not exist anywhere in Apocalypse. Did not exist pretty much
well,
anywhere. You know,
we'll get to Apocalypse eventually, but
yeah.
we all know how we feel about
So it's
Apocalypse.
like it's sad to see the show, and all shows do. You know, they kind of
I know,
thin out. By the way, but with
but I
Brad
love to go back. I love going back to the very beginning when it was
with
all
Brad and
fresh.
Ryan on board, and it's their
What to
genius.
expect.
Yeah, when Brad and Ryan are crafting this, it's perfection. They really know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
And then
so that was the
when they
opening
brought
scene.
Constance in, that was perfect.
What?
The first scene with Constance
Oh
is
yeah.
always
Well, we get there first. So we have a cold opening. Opens with the house. We still don't get credits. We jump to the future with Connie Britton. Good old Connie Britton. Lord, she's a mess. But Connie Britton, um, she she is.
I know.
I don't get me started on Connie Britton. I love her as an actress. I
So do
don't
I.
like the crap that she pulls with her contracts. It's like,
Yeah,
why anybody in Hollywood? Why
she
anybody
hangs
in
out
Hollywood
for
will,
one
will
season
work?
and then she bails.
Well,
I don't like that.
now she goes so far as to like she told Ryan with 911. She's like, I'm only coming on for this one season. You want me? You write the one season around me. So why would people bother with that? It's like, ugh. Anyway, get me
Yeah,
started. But I still really enjoy her as an actress. Um, but so we skip to that. They're in Boston, which the new one is being filmed in Massachusetts. So we may have some links here going back to that. Because remember, we always have our California, Florida, and Boston, Massachusetts links in all of American Horror Story, and this one's
yeah.
being season 10 is being filmed in Massachusetts. So we might finally have a good Massachusetts story. Um, so she's there. She's at the house. She's doing her every day. You can tell they're well off. They got money. The house is beautiful. Everything seems like normal, but you have that ambiance in the air that
Well, yeah,
something's not
because she
quite
just
right.
got back from seeing the doctor, and the
Yes.
doctor.
So she's preoccupied. The doctor has told her basically she is, in no sense of the words, that she is less than a woman now. That because of her miscarriage, she now needs hormone replacement. Her uterus is not working the way it is. There's basically the walls or the lining of it or whatever is not working, and she's gonna have problems. You need to take this special souped up female medication. It'll do wonders for you. And she's like, no, very resistive. Won't
Yeah,
in denial. Won't accept the change. And so her mind's all wrapped up on that. So this still, what I found really sad about this scene, knowing what we know of their characters as it goes along, is the fact that she's still hurting from the
yeah.
fact that she lost this baby. And why did she lose this baby? She lost this baby because of Ben. And so she went into this. We know she goes into this total depression, this total isolation. That losing this baby almost made it destroyed her. So
Mm-hmm.
now to come back and find out that any further that she's going to have with more pregnancies is going to be difficult, if not impossible, for her. And then she walks in on Ben having an affair. So it's like, wow, kick a dog when it's down.
Yeah,
It was pretty fucked up.
because they had to go through therapy and all of that other stuff.
Yeah, and then to that resolve. Um, so it's really interesting that they establish, and they don't try to hide in any way, but because of his performance, you end up really kind of on his side, regardless of. But Ben is a terrible human being.
Yeah,
Ben's yeah, and yet he's our antagonist. He's our dad hero. He's so it's really interesting how they did not lie to us from the start. They said this guy's an ass, and this
Yeah.
guy you don't want to be rooting for this guy, but you will. So it's really very interesting in character development for him. So then we cut to credits, I believe. The,
Yeah. Then we get the opening
then we get the
sequence.
opening, which is Murder House. To me, is still by far the
The
best of all
best
the
opening.
openings because it's so American Horror Story. It is. It's what established it. The music on it is real raw. It's gonna um, it's black and white. Yeah, that's another thing that really adds to it. It's real old school, old film. All the baby things in the basement just are creepy as hell. It's a
Creepy.
it's a real one. But it's good. It's really good. Um, and then when we're right back in the show, here we are, right back in. We get the them driving to California, and wow. So you're wondering how much time has passed because everything's
Yeah.
fine.
All it
They're
said
happy
was
go lucky family,
today. Didn't
huh?
give us a date. All it
Nope.
said was today. It just didn't say anything other than that. And then
Yep.
you see them driving on the freeway in LA.
Yep.
That's it.
They're there, and they're all just in a car, regular, like any other family, driving on the street. Having their little family discussions. We meet Violet for the first time, and she's our little kind of moody goth, regular teen being moved away from her friends or whatever. So, typical, very. Um, I full phrase as we go on this journey. Just know, I am not a Thaisa fan at all. Um, I sorry, but I think she's one of the poorest actors that the company's got. She's she's okay to take as Violet, but
Yeah.
she needs a lot of work, and it's frustrating when she gets kind of locked in this Thaisa grooves where she's just not convincing in the story. So anyway, that's just so. If I had negative stuff to say about Thaisa, I'm not a Thaisa fan. I think the talent it supersedes her,
Uh-huh.
in this company. So sometimes it's just it's pretty distracting. Um, but we meet her. She's moody, gothy, and whatever, and she's gonna go through all of her typical bullshit that
She does
any.
work for this season, though. For this season, she's perfect,
Well,
in
yeah,
my.
for the little moody goth teen thing, it works fine.
Mhm.
But I think that's one. There's a couple failures that I think, or not failures, just weak points that I think that the pilot has, or even the season as a whole has, and that is, I think Violet is written very one note,
Mhm.
because Violet is used as a twist and not as a character. And
Yeah.
whereas the other two Harmons, they're used as characters, and their whole character drives the story. Whereas Violet's story is put in place for the twist, for the whole dead twist. That's the only reason she exists. And we'll get to the other thing that I thought here in a second. So they get to the house. They're looking at this house. We meet Marcy. We meet, we see that the Harmons have the dog. All these things we know will come into later history play in American Horror Story. We finally get to see a good look at the house. It's big,
Yeah.
it's empty. Then we hear that somebody had died. Interestingly enough, I thought that Marcy had told them a couple, but she only told them one.
You only
She only
told them
told
the
them,
last ones.
yes, yeah, she only told them the last one. I thought she had told them
All of
years
them?
worth, but no, just a couple though. I thought she told them more than one, but it's only one. She only tells them the gay couple,
Hmm.
um, Chet and
Chad and
Chad and
I can't remember his other. I can't.
I know
I'm going to look it up.
somebody help us. Chad and somebody. Anyway, she only tells them that she tells them that they killed in the basement, which frankly were, and then of course you get that typical goth moody teen response. We'll take it. Okay, well,
Yeah. Where did it happen? The basement. We'll take
we'll
it.
take it. Yeah, so that's very one note. It's very, it's very outside of the real good character development that they're doing. It's like Violet would make the decision, whatever. But yeah, it's the goth moody teen. We got to go with it. Then we get who do we get here? Vivian, right?
Let's see. I wrote this down. Where did we go?
Vivian, Marcy, bedroom scene. Oh, we get the bedroom scene with the Harmons, with a couple where they're they're
Yeah.
kind of they're kind of settling in for the night, and
Mhm.
he goes to be affectionate, and then she pushes him away. Now we know the truth. Now we get the insight to where Vivian's head really is, and
Yeah.
she's not forgiving him at all. So you realize right from the jump. Now with the ambience of what they're doing now, they make the Ryan is able to make the air now really uncomfortable in the house. So like
Mm-hmm.
we went from this happy family doing a life change. They're there. They're gonna go on with their life. They're gonna do everything. Now we got this weird little girl, moodiness, and now we know that Vivian's not on board. And
Yeah.
so now when we see Vivian in the house, we see the Harmons in the house, everything feels tense and everything's like a little. So that's really good atmospheric writing that they did for this season.
And the
So
house is already feeding off of that.
yeah, oh yeah, exactly. Everything changes. The whole feeling, the whole emotion around it all changes. The whole house changes. We meet Violet is at the bedroom scene. She's not over it. Where else are we going with this? I'm waiting for Constance coming in here. Hold on.
No, we meet Constance in the next scene, I
Yeah,
believe.
Constance is the next scene. Yeah,
And
so it's the next morning. Next morning, Vivian's in the kitchen. She's doing her things, and all of a sudden, Addie's in the house.
yeah, Addie
Here's
shows
my
up.
other problem with the show. Here's my other problem with this show with this season. And we know this goes on all freaking season long. It's not just that this one scene, this one instance would be fine. The rest of the whole damn season, don't you think if you were a normal family, if you and your brother living in this house, and every time you turn around, some motherfucker standing in your damn living room, wouldn't you put an end to that? And wouldn't you question that this is a problem in your home, that every time you turn around, somebody's standing in the middle of the living room? Because it's like Addie appears all the time. Constance keeps coming in all the time. Tate's always there. We know why they're there. We know what's going on, but it's like there's never a doorbell ring. Nobody ever could.
Okay, here's the thing. We know why Tate is there.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
but I mean,
okay.
wouldn't they question it?
But Constance and Addie, they live next door.
Yeah, but wouldn't they
So
question it? It's like there's no doorbell ringing. They just come in the house.
just
It's
walk
like
in the
wouldn't we
house.
put a stop to that? It's like the Harmons treat it with such normality after like the first episode. Oh, Constance is here again.
Oh, I know. It confused us on the first run too.
Well, I wrote a lot of notes about that. If you watch that first session, there is so many layers to that first session because of the way they filmed it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's a flash where he looks up and the editing's all weird. It goes and Tate's ghost is standing right behind a bench chair.
I didn't notice
it away.
Before,
and then
I've seen it. I don't
when,
know how many times.
Yeah, and then there's a real when Tate's talking about the school shooting right towards the end of it. There's like these real jump edits that are really strange. It's like really bizarre stuff, and I think that was just put in place to tell us as a brand new viewer that you're supposed to be confused and you're supposed to be questioning everything that you're seeing now, because like none of that filming style had happened yet in the show, and then now all of a sudden it happens and it's so abrupt and in your face that you're supposed to question what did I just watch, what's going on here, because I think it kind of throws you off of the twist as well, because it just confuses everything. So I think you're supposed to be confused. I think that was the point of it.
Well, because nobody knows. They just think Tate is just there.
Yes.
Having a session.
And I did notice too during I think it's the second session, we'll get there, but there's a weird editing jump in the second session which basically reveals everything. It's really cool how it reveals the ghost once you know that it's there. And it's purposely put that way to reveal it. We'll get there. So here's the thing. We learned Tate's this kid. If you take it for surface level, Tate's this kid with a bad mouth and really extreme ideas. I took it when I very first saw it, I didn't believe that he shot anybody.
No,
I believe that was just a fantasy. That this kid is all talk. One of these little, Marilyn Manson goth kids, whatever. They just, I'm gonna talk to shock the adults, that kind of stuff. That's how I took him at first, because he seems Tate. If anything of Tate is really immature. He's extremely impatient. He's extremely immature, and if he doesn't get his way or the world doesn't seem the way that he wants the world to seem, he loses his mind. He's really impatient, really immature. So I figured as somebody like that, yeah, whatever. This show aired when? When did this season air? How close was this to?
The first season aired in 2011.
Okay, so it was a decade after Columbine. It's very interesting how close this was to Columbine. When we get to the shooting,
Yeah.
it's pretty disturbing how really, but it was a decade later, so interesting that's where our culture has gone. Um, uh, so we have that. So now we know that we don't know Tate is related to Constance yet. We just know that
No.
Tate is this kid that's being seen, and it's weird because it's like we don't know the time jump because it's like
Mhm.
one day they're moving in, one day she's meeting Constance for the first time, and then Tate is there. So it's like I
Yeah.
think between the Constance scene and Tate being there, there's a period of time that's jumped that we haven't seen, but yet Moira still hasn't shown up. So it's very interesting that there's no established timeline on any of
Yeah.
this.
Florida doesn't show up yet
Yeah. So
until
you're just kind
until
of supposed to
after the
go with the flow
scene.
of all it. So
Okay, so we just finished with Tate.
oh, and Constance. I forgot. I love Constance. I Constance is my favorite character by her, and because she's just so well done. Jessica Lange just does her beautifully, but ugh, what an ugly person she is as well. I totally forgot about that mess with her, with the whole mongoloid thing and the
Yeah.
gays thing, and she's racist, she's homophobic, she's very very typical Southern white lady that's just ugh,
Southern lady.
yeah, but she
But
plays it so good,
we love her.
so charming. No, we love Jessica Lange.
Mm.
I would love Constance. I'd be like, stay the fuck away from me, crazy bitch.
The character, I love the character that she
Mm-hmm.
plays.
Mongoloid. Okay, I said that. Oh, okay. Then we get the scene right after the Tate says all this mess. We get this scene where Vivian, typical horror. This is typical dumb white people horror that I always tell people. Why all the white people gotta be so stupid in horror films? Vivian going up in the attic, in a dark hallway. Who the
Wow.
hell goes up to a dark attic? Who the hell goes in an attic at night? Period. Who the hell goes up to a dark attic by themselves in a big old house that's scary anyway? Stupid. So she goes up there to go creeping around in there, and of course she sees the rubber band suit. Crazy ass. So she brings the rubber band suit. Harmon phoned Constance. I felt it was inappropriate to see Tate, and he crossed the line with. Oh yeah. That happens a little bit later. Yeah.
A little bit later, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, all starts to fill in. It's interesting how they're already telling you everything that's real, everything that's going on, but we don't learn it. We only learn it in pieces. It's really good how it all unfolds.
Good how they did it all.
Mm-hmm. But
Because
so Vivian's up in the closet, getting scared to shit because she sees the rubber band suit. So here we go. Here's our infamous crazy ass rubber guy, which
the Rubber Man.
God, it was a great villain esque type character that was a symbol of a character in this season. Why the hell this thing ever came back for Apocalypse is beyond me. It just makes no damn sense whatsoever. So now when I see the rubber man suit, I get all mad because I'm like, they had this great visualization for this season. They had to use it in Apocalypse. It made no damn sense whatsoever. We'll talk about that when we get to Apocalypse.
It makes sense in the first season, but
Not
beyond that,
oh God. Anyway, so she brings the rubber band suit, and Ben goes right. So, oh, we getting kinky? Like, no, she's the one in the house. So Ben throws it out. So we see a very, very purposeful, established shot that Ben is throwing the suit away. So now we know the suit is out of the house. So by the time the suit comes back in the house, we question: is it Ben? Is the suit possessed? What the hell's going on with this suit? So that was why we got this established shot of Ben putting it in the trash can. And notice they had the old school trash cans out there, didn't they?
yeah, I noticed that.
Still the tin cans. When was the last time you seen tin cans in America?
They were plastic.
Were they the plastic ones?
They were the plastic ones.
Oh, were they? Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I saw a can on TV the other day. I was thinking it was that. But, oh man, I miss those cans. Those big old tin can trash cans. Okay, so those are fun.
Yeah.
Tate's meeting we already talked about. Where are we at here? Oh, then we get to the pilot school stuff. Mm-hmm. The whole typical woe is me.
Well, we haven't introduced either. So
do what?
We need to introduce Moira first.
Oh, she came first. Oh, okay. Well, Moira shows up.
Vivian was out back cleaning up, and that's when Moira showed up and said, "I'm the housekeeper."
Yes.
And established the days that she works and everything else, and that she knows the house. And,
yeah. So we obviously
Of
here's my
course,
question.
Vivian sees her as, and it just seems like she's just a regular person.
Yeah, until
So she
Ben sees her.
brings her into the house and they have a cup of tea,
Mhm.
and then Ben Ben walks in and sees her completely different than Vivian does, because he sees the younger version of her.
Hmm.
Remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah. My question
Oh, there we
is
go. Yeah, um,
my question
because
is
Ben always sees the younger version,
yeah,
and Vivian and everyone else always sees the older version. It's
yeah,
always the women that see the older version, and the men that see the younger version
yeah. She uses the younger version as
of her.
enticement, whatever. But my question is, have we ever discussed? Has anybody ever discussed? I'm sure somebody has, but the rules of the ghosts, the rules established in American Horror Story lore of the ghost, because it seems as if she is the only one that can do this. Everybody else has appeared in their ghost form as they died,
Yeah.
and so
Hold on a second, Michael. Come back in.
okay,
We're having audio problems. Come back in, and I will continue where you left off. Sorry about that, guys. We're having some audio issues. I think it's because everybody's home now and using the internet. So we kind of have to, every once in a while we have audio problems and someone has to go out and come back in. But the thing with the ghosts, especially with Moira, um, my understanding of it is that um, people see her in different at different ages because of the fact that females see her as the older Moira. It's kind of like the mothering figure, and she's more nurturing. And the men in the show see the younger version of Moira as kind of like a sex object. So, okay, let's try that again.
yeah. Well, my question is the fact that she's the only one that's able to do this, and
I know.
the fact that she appears to the females or to the older people as Moira the Elder, she never lived to see that age. She never had her
I
body,
know.
her anything to age that degree. So it's very interesting why, if there was ever a reason given or any thought put into why she has that ability, because everybody else appears at when they died, in the age that they died, predominantly in the clothes
Yeah,
that they died, and as they died, they even appear with the wounds that they died in. And Moira doesn't appear with her wounds.
I
Moira
know.
doesn't appear
She's,
with
well,
so
other than her eye,
yeah,
but
but
you don't see her eye all the time.
yeah,
But
but it's the fact that she's able to age up, and she never lived that long. She died as the young Mora. So
mm-hmm.
I never
And
found I
she's
never
the
put
only
a
one that can.
yeah, I never put a reason on there. I never figured out what they could do. And she's the only one that they gave before the time shift. She the only one that they gave a ghost having a moving on period too, a path where she could go away, move away. She was the only one that could do that too when she had her with her mother. Oh, such a beautiful moment though. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they all can do it.
Yeah.
Maybe Moira is the only one we see do things like that. Maybe Tate could show up as an older man. Who knows? I don't know. My German friends suggested that people see Moira depending on their own inner character. Yeah. People want to see slutty man. Yeah.
Yeah.
True. True. That's a good point. And
Very true.
maybe just they use Frances Conroy as the visualization for us as the audience, just because she's the actress, just because she's an amazing actress. But it made you what BRT is
Mm-hmm.
saying, that it's all Moira. Everybody's seeing Moira. Everybody's still seeing the young Moira, but it's your inflection on how you're viewing her. Are you viewing this maid, this tragic maid who's um, mature and responsible, or are you seeing this little slutty object? Your perception of her. Anyway, one of Francis
Right.
Connor's characters, regardless, it's an interesting little twist. It would be fun if they would take some of these ghosts and did things like that with them, with other ghosts. I mean, could you imagine if Tate showed up as a grown man, um, or as an old man, to a therapy
Yeah.
session or to something? Just very very interesting the tricks that they play on each other. So that's Moira. We meet Moira. She tells her we know she's sticking around, so she comes to the house. She says she'll work for free. Vivian's like, no, you won't, or we'll work for whatever. Because as we come to find out, she's part of the house. She's not a job.
Yeah.
You know, I think Moira is, to me, I think in season one, Moira is the most sympathetic character. Moira's the character by the end of the season I ended up caring about the most out of all of them.
Hmm. About her.
Yeah, her story is tragic. What happens after her? Where's Ghost? We already talked about Ghost rules.
So they end up hiring her. And then we have Violet and her school troubles with the girls.
Oh well, first off, we have.
But I personally think that she's.
Well, first we had another real bad Ben issue. We had an ugly Ben issue where he goes to make a pass at Vivian and she pulls away again, and he tells her, "You have one day you're going to have to forgive me." And yeah, you
Mm-hmm.
think what? He's gross. He's really gross. Um, and then we get Tate's second session.
Yeah. He's
This is where, if you go back and rewatch this in my twisted up mind, because I was really, really dissecting this last night, is I think that they told us they told us they revealed the show in the second session, because if knowing that Tate is a ghost, watch the timing of the flashes to Violet. They showed in time Violet getting the razors out, and in time how she's setting that up. And then when Tate shows up at the bathroom after the session was over, she cuts. So the scene right before that, you see her going for the cut.
Yeah.
It was like an instantaneous flash. So there's no way that Tate could have been there at that moment without just appearing there at that moment. So Tate can shift in whatever room,
Mhm.
of course, with whatever he's doing, where he wants to be, right at that moment. And so I think that was their way of telling, because it was very precise. Them showing what Violet was doing was very precise for them to show the timing of Tate and how Tate had just appeared at that same moment, because they still had a lot more talk that they were doing while they were showing Violet flashing to that. So Tate was basically kind of in two places at once, a bit, not exactly two places at once, but within an unrealistic time frame.
Yeah,
He was
because
in places. Huh?
yeah, Violet and Tate haven't even talked yet.
Yeah.
Violet and Tate at this point they haven't even talked yet.
Correct. Yeah, but he goes up to the bathroom at this point, which he's cutting with the razor. And what in the session they show Violet. It flashes to Violet setting up with the razors and stuff. And
Uh-huh.
Kate is still downstairs talking to Ben.
Yep.
And then when she goes to lift the razor up in one of the flashes, then it flashes to Tate and Ben still talking, and then she goes to cut, and Tate's right there. So it's like if you watch the actual movements of everything Violet's doing, there's no way she could have cut that with Tate still downstairs talking to Ben, and then Tate appearing in the bathroom at that moment. So I think because of the preciseness of what they were showing Violet was doing, I think that was just a cheeky way for Brian and Rad to show us Tate's not real. They're basically revealing it without telling us. Go back and watch it. It's very interesting, the timing of it all.
Right.
Ben is gross. Yeah, he is. Ben's disgusting. So that we Tate and Violet meet
Ben is
now.
gross. We all agree on that.
Tate and Violet meet, and here we are. Love's lost, star crushed child, whatever. I've never been a fan of the Tate Violet relationship. Never been a fan of the Romeo and Juliet thing. I think that it was used for two reasons. It was used because I think it was, me, y'all hear me bitch about it several times. I hate shippers. I can't stand the shipping mentality. I don't know where it came from. You millennials drive me crazy, but this shipping mess is everybody in movies in books today to these kids have to get together. Oh, who's going to date who? Who's going to kiss who? Who's going to have sex with who? This whole shipping thing drives me nuts because it doesn't have to be that way. And I think Tate and Violet were put together, number one, for shippers, to have a little couple to root for. And then you break down the couple, it's sick. It's really sick. That couple, that number one, this ghost who killed a bunch of people and is going through his own afterlife trauma of killing these people. He's freaking psychotic. That he becomes our Romeo, that he becomes our entrusted, little Romeo, and then we go through the whole twist with Violet that she's willing to take her life for him. She's, she dies and he saves her, and they're going to live in the afterworld, and then she will not forgive him. Because of what he did he raped her mother, and then all of a sudden they're back together. At the end, it's a really sick relationship. Aside from the fact that he's a ghost and she was alive, and then she killed herself for us. So the
But we're ahead
relationship
of
is
ourselves
established.
right now. But that's okay.
Huh?
We're ahead of ourselves right now.
I know, way ahead of ourselves again.
Way ahead of ourselves.
But it's funny knowing that and knowing where it goes with their little relationship. When they set it up, I was cringing. I was like, oh God, no, stop. Because it's not good. It's not even if he was alive. If Tate was alive as a kid, and you just had your regular daughter who was brand new to this town, doing whatever. Tate's not quite the stability that you want your daughter with.
Well,
You may
yeah.
invite him over. You may get to know him. You may get him established around you and figure him out. I'm not saying that he's a bad person in general, aside from the fact he shot a bunch of people. I'm just saying that
but
first
because
impression, that real
there's
thing that
a
is off.
conflict of interest that technically can't happen because he's her father is treating him.
Correct. Yeah.
So,
and he's telling her father all of these sick stuff. I mean, it's really, really demented, over the top, sick kind of fantasies that he's having, and possibly the truth, which it was that he went to the school and shot up these people. Oh, that was one thing. Let's go back to the shooting at the school. The first vision that we get of Tate talking about shooting up at the school is he said he only killed the people he liked.
Yeah.
I didn't know that he had established a relationship with any of these people.
I didn't think he did either.
Debbie, do you guys know out there, have they ever said that he had a relationship with any of these kids that he killed? Because it was really striking that he said that in the vision. I only kill the people I like.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he was saying that to be shocking or that was telling us something. Because I know he doesn't remember them, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't have a relationship with them.
Because I don't know if he actually knew the people that he killed or whether it was a random thing.
No, we'll get there eventually.
But we'll get there eventually.
All right. So that scene. Then we go into when did we have the rape?
That was toward the end.
Okay.
We haven't introduced Larry yet.
Oh yeah, he shows up. Well, they've got first we've got the whole Violet thing at school.
Yeah.
Where
I think she's provoking most of that.
She's
provoking most of that.
So provoking. I mean, first off, we had Violet go to school in the very beginning. She's smoking. She was picking on these little Heather type girls, and it was so very right off the pages of Heather's and any Breakfast Club movie and all that. It's like here we go, the little bullies, and then we get the whole scene with Tate bringing her down to look for cocaine, and the Infantata shows up. It's not the Infantata. Who shows up down there? It's the older brother. Isn't it Bo?
Hi, Di.
What's up? Wasn't it Bo that was down there, or was it the Infantata?
Oh, yeah.
Bo. Yeah. So Bo shows up, and Bo goes to attack her and freaks Violet out, freaks everybody out. There's too much screaming. There's too much strobe lights, and there we go. So then the girl gets all fucked up.
Wait. Are you talking about in the basement?
Yeah.
That was not Bo. That was the Infantata.
Was that the Infantata?
Yeah.
Okay. So I thought they used the Infantata was only in the beginning with the twins, and then
no, the Infantata was there. I saw him.
Okay, so the Infantata. Okay. Anyway, so the girl gets all freaked out. She goes home. She's scarred, and there you go. And Violet's now mad at Tate. This is their first fight. So all this crazy freaking drama just happens. And you got this normal girl. You gotta keep remembering, this chick is a normal chick from Massachusetts. She just moved from her school. She's brand new to California. And she just experienced this freaking crazy ass traumatic event that Tate just put on and you
Mm-hmm.
don't question that. Instead,
Yeah.
she gets mad, and it's a little boyfriend girlfriend kind of fight. I don't trust you. Go away. And it's like, I'd be freaking the fuck out. I'd be like, what just happened?
What's that?
I know, but no, they. That's why I think going um, back to my original thing, saying that I think that Violet as a character, as a whole, all of her aspects of her character, her relationship with Tate, relationship with parents, everything about that character is poorly written because it's she's only there to be a setup for a big twist at the end. I don't think she has any development as a character as far as big conflict and because she's not she's not three-dimensional enough. It's like these big traumatic things happen and she doesn't question it. And she just goes with the flow and allows Tate in her bedroom again the next night, whatever. It's like I mean, that was pretty freaking traumatic.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We saw what the other girl did. The other girl reacted.
Supposedly she's not afraid of anything. I don't think so.
You take any kid that say, "Oh, I'm going to go to Universal Halloween Horror Nights. I'm not afraid of anything." They'll all jump. They'll all freak
Of
out, especially
course.
when you're in an unknown house, in the basement of your brand new unknown house, and you've got this psychotic kid that's down there. You know that he's potentially got some serious problems because your dad is treating him, and he's kind of dark and sinister anyway. And then you bring this chick down here, and then that happens. If
Uh-huh.
they saw what we saw, which obviously they did because the girl
Yeah.
freaked out, and father said, "I'm not scared." I'm just pissed at you for doing that. Are you kidding me? Come on now. So that happens. There we go, and they're mad now. Now Violet and Tate are mad at or Violet's mad at Tate.
Violet's mad at Tate, and Tate's like, I thought you weren't afraid of anything. And
Whatever. Okay, whatever. And then we get the rape. Do we not?
no, that's no,
No, we
not
get the
yet.
Vivian Addie scene.
Because she has to take the wallpaper off the wall.
That's when she snatches. Huh?
She has to take the wallpaper off the wall first, and
Yeah. That's happening. She
mural.
relearned that big old huge mural that's behind the wall, which is kind of all satanic and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
and then Constance shows up again. I thought this was during their first scene.
No,
Anyway, so that was just another Constance meeting.
there was more than one of those.
Yeah. So basically, well, we get to a kitchen scene somewhere down near the back end of this, where all the drawers are open and everything, because one of the ghosts opened all the kitchen drawers and everything, typical horror film kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And Vivian comes in, she's like, "Oh my god!" And then all of a sudden, Addie's there again, freaking the fuck out. Ah! She screams, "Addie's there!" And she's like, "Can I pet your dog?" I mean, like, get the fuck out of here, you crazy little bitch. She's like, can I pet your dog? She says no, and
Jamie Brewer, by the way.
Huh?
Love her. Love Jamie Brewer. We're not bagging on her at all.
I love her too. Oh, nothing about that. No, Addie's just crazy. And so here comes Constance. Constance comes in here and she's like, "Oh, Vivian, I'm so sorry." And Addie, you bad girl. Da, da, da. And Vivian snatches Addie up, and then Constance tells her, "You ever touch my child again, I'll kill you."
I'll
Whatever
break
she
your
says.
arm.
Yeah, I'll break your arm. So I was like, okay.
Break your arm.
So now we know that scene was just setting up that Constance is more complicated. Her relationship with Addie is more complicated, and some crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
And we meet Larry at some point in all of this too. Larry shows up at the door, and God bless his heart, please bring him back. Ugh, love of God, please bring him back. Dennis O'Hare, are you listening?
Yes, please bring him back.
Listening in the quarantine, God, bring Dennis O'Hare back. Let's start a campaign. Bring Dennis O'Hare back. Come on now. As soon as I found out that his money situation was false or resolved or whatever it was, please bring him back. He's so missed. And so we got this creepy old man that is burnt in the face and walks with a limp. And again, this is real classic typical horror stuff. Really, really, really typical horror stuff. This part of them, yeah, probably. That's an interesting take because the wallpaper does play around.
That was the first time they had. That was the first time.
The first sex. Yeah, so that's right. They had the sex the first time she was pulling off the wallpaper. That angry makeup kind of sex that they had. The rape happens. The rape happened in this episode?
After that, yes, it does.
Yeah. I see. Now I'm confusing the other episodes. Yeah, because she's pregnant by the end of this episode. So, Larry shows up. Larry. I love Larry as a character. This is a fascinating character that's written because he shows up and he's used in the pilot as your typical horror device. He's the guy at the gas station. He's the old man at the top of the house. He's the old crazy man next door. You know, all the horror films have that. All your good classic horror films have this kind of old man or old woman that's a little scary, a little free. It had it with the old lady that's living in the house. You know, all this stuff that you would never really approach because they're real standoffish. But then Larry becomes such an integral part of the whole story, and the whole reason that he's messed up and everything is fascinating. He's one of the best characters. They're really, really in-depth, well-written characters. But for this episode, he's just the old crazy old man shows up. Oh, following you. Okay. Creepy. Because we don't learn his story for a while.
No.
He's just always there outside the window.
Yeah, he's just being the creepy guy.
Yeah. Okay. So then the rape happens at some point.
Well, basically what happens, we don't know that that's what... technically, the first time around, you don't know that that's what's happening because you've got...
we get the whole freak out thing with Ben earlier where he's standing in front of the stove naked.
Well, yeah, because he's walking... apparently, he's sleepwalking and he's standing in front of the stove, and Constance is there telling him it's not his time. And then Vivian is upstairs with the person...
Yeah, again, Constance in their damn house again. In the middle of the night, Constance is standing in their damn living room again. It's crazy.
No, she's in the kitchen with him.
Yeah.
The stove.
It's weird. It's
basically
weird.
Saying, this is not your time. Go enjoy the house.
Mm-hmm.
Go back to bed. And
that I do like that as a constant that the showrunners did with the possessing of the house, is because it happens to all the males in the house. Like it happened to the other guy in the finale. That's that same kind of, they go into that kind of trance, and there's something about going to the fire or whatever. It's really, really interesting. New guy, stop. Kill him.
And that's basically how they end it. He goes back in. The guy in the rubber suit is gone. She's laying there. She tells him she loves him. He says it back, and then we go to black. And then we go.
So we don't know at this point. We don't know if that really happened. We don't know if this is in Ben's visions. We don't know if this was a real intruder rape. We don't know if the suit was possessed and just a ghost. We don't know anything. It was weird. The way it was filmed was real hazy. Huh?
She originally thought it was Ben in the suit trying to.
Yeah, and that's what we were led to believe. We're led to believe that it's Ben, or it's part of a Ben possession. But we were led to believe from the start that it was. I see it. We think Constance is a witch. Yes.
Yeah.
But she's always in the damn house. She still have a key. Because would you go to bed leaving all your doors unlocked?
It's possible she still has a key.
It's like, don't they have? They have a security alarm.
I know.
Don't they have a security alarm installed? It makes no damn sense.
And that is the end of the pilot for season 1.
Hey,
yeah.
Cut it out. Old guy Scooby-Doo. Yeah, exactly, Diana. They always have the old creepy guy in Scooby-Doo. They're always there. And that's exactly why he was introduced. That was his purpose for this first episode.
Mm-hmm. Because we don't hear much about it yet.
Watching this again was really exciting because it reinvigorated me. It showed me again why we were also wrapped up in it the first time around. Because if you watched it live, you saw it live, right, when it aired?
I did.
And I think BRT probably did. Who all in the comments saw it live when it aired on TV?
When it first aired, when it was live.
Because waiting that next week was like, when we saw that first episode live, and that's all we knew about American Horror Story. There was no other seasons. There was no other nothing. It was like, oh my God, you're on the phone the next day. You're like, God, I watched this show. You watched this crazy shit that's on TV. Oh my God, it's crazy. And rewatching again, that same excitement was there. That same like, oh my God, it really was the perfect constructed pilot of all the pilots that they did. Now, there's lots of flaws to it now in retrospect, but just to get excitement, to build, a lot of questions and a lot of myths about it, and new rules about ghosts and haunted house and creepiness and jump scares.
Oh, yeah, we watched it live
there from the beginning.
That's good. Yeah, I think most of us in the comments watched it live.
Yeah. Yep. It was pretty damn exciting. Mm-hmm. I remember week by week. Those were long weeks in between.
I know. It's like, we gotta wait till. We have to wait till next week. Mm-hmm. I don't want to wait till next week.
Yep. And then when you sat down that next week, No idea how it was going to unfold. It really, the first couple seasons of American Horror Story really kept you on edge. It was almost like you had anxiety going into them each episode, each week. You're like,
Yeah, because you
what's going
never
to
knew
happen?
what to expect. You're like, oh, this is so
Yeah.
fun.
And I remember telling people, this is the scariest thing that's ever been on network TV. Is, oh my God, it's so crazy. These people
And
are
they're
genius.
doing it on network TV.
Yep. Pretty crazy. I would really, really love to see a season go back to this classic horror, this
Yeah.
real good jump scare, creepy man outside the house, whatever, real not the genre horror, not the 80s genre horror, not the found footage, not the realistic, just the real classic. This is real good classic horror.
hmm What I like is the fact that we're going back to where it all began.
Mm-hmm. Yep. This season actually really could have been its only season. If this was the only season of American Horror Story, it still would have gone down in history as
Yeah.
it's done. And I question now: have we gone too far with it? Have we kind of are we beating a dead horse now at this point? We're all still excited. We're all still hopeful, but it's we all got to admit it's not the same as it turns out each season as like this and Asylum and things were, and that's with any show. But
Yeah. That happens with any of them.
we know
But
unless this plague kills us all, we're good till 13 more seasons or up to 13 seasons. So
at least, yeah.
now we probably won't get a season till September, October, if that.
If that.
Um,
Um and
we might
luckily
even get one this year. Who
we'll be
knows?
back every day. And so we're good here for at least a good 90 days, if not more.
No, we're good for 100 and
100 and what
how
is it?
many episodes were past the 100th? What episode was the 100th episode?
106 or
Was it
103?
four? Episode four? Episode five? Which was the 100th episode? Episode
The
100.
100th episode
Huh?
was episode, so that would be 104.
Yeah, so we're good for 103 more days. Everybody hunker down because we're gonna be here 103 days.
Yep.
God help.
So yep, we will be back tomorrow to go over episode 2.
So everybody watch episode 2 tonight. Do your homework. Bring any questions, anything you want to add to the conversation. Miss Diana, get your butt here tomorrow.
Yes, please.
Who else?
That's it for now. We hope you guys enjoyed this. Tell your friends, because as far as we're concerned, the more the merrier.
Oh, wait. I forgot to give us an episode 2. Oh, this is Kaylee's thoughts because she couldn't make it today. She says, this is her one of my favorite scenes ever is the opening scene. You're going to regret it. I totally forgot about the redheaded twins. I love this season. It's got straight to the point. Fear, thrill, classic horror. Yeah, all in the first 10 minutes. I miss Connie Britton. Okay, leave me. We talk about Connie Britton. The episode was the foundation. It felt like a foundation. It lives as a foundation. Yeah, there's what we were talking about is everybody feels the same way.
That's everything we were talking about.
Yep.
We're gonna have her on one of these days.
Yeah, she'll come on. I told her. I said you're coming on for Freak Show. When we do Freak Show, you're coming on. She said no, but we'll bring her on for Murder House for sure.
Cool.
She'll come on.
All right, everybody. Thanks for coming out. We will be back
tomorrow.
3 o'clock. So
see you tomorrow, 3 o'clock.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Wait, we're still doing one. Hold up. God dang. Watch out now. The neighbor's dog. So today's wand, in light of the good horror, is your first villain, or so-called villain. This is Professor Snape's wand.
There it is.
Yes, Professor Snape's wand. In light of Slytherin Day, which was the other day, was Slytherin Day. Tomorrow's Ravenclaw Day. Wear your Ravenclaw shirt. Tomorrow is Ravenclaw Pride Day, but this is Severus Snape. This wand right here was truly the first wand, besides the Elder Wand, that was made for an actor. That was made specifically for Alan Rickman's character.
Yep. And yes, everybody, please like and subscribe. Share.
Click the like button. What the kids saying these days? Smash the button. Smash.
Smash the button. Hit the bell so you don't miss anything, because we'll be coming back every day.
That's right. Same time, same place.
Same time, same channel. So
That's
we will
right.
see you guys tomorrow at 3 o'clock with episode 2. You guys have a great
Yay!
and that's
Yay!
it.
Stay safe. Wash your hands.
Stay safe.
Wash
Stay
your
healthy.
hands.
Wash your hands. Bye,
All right.
guys.
And